there you have it. So there's been some drama on my Kick channel over the last week. Notably, the drama was that about a week and a half ago, I actually gave a new feature to the people on Kick. Allow me to explain. I need to give backstory because it's so convoluted and confusing. So allow me to explain. Months ago, okay, Kick instituted a new system by which when you watch someone's channel, you earn channel points. Can you use those channel points for anything? A few little things, but nothing major. So, for example, you can wager the channel points for, like, guessing, like predictions, they call them. So let's say, for example, I don't know, I'm playing American Truck Sim. A moderator like Dunsfelter would put up a prediction saying, will Phil finish this job within the next 20 minutes? And then people would wager their channel points and either win or lose them depending on what actually happens and how they voted, okay? In addition, there are highlighted messages on the Kick chat where if you can use your channel points you've accrued, you can get a message that pops up that shows a certain color and is like a highlight on the screen. And you can have the ability to have text in there or use emotes, all right? So when these channel points launched months ago, I turned it on right away. I was like, oh, this is cool. Let's turn it on. This is similar to what we used to have over on Kick, or excuse me, over on Twitch. And I like that feature, right? I want to give more features to my viewers. Immediately, we find all these problems with the system, okay? The problem is trolls can basically accrue the points, do highlighted messages that are awful. You know, they could do doxing, they could do racist, sexist things, bigoted things, insulting my family members, horrible things, right? Okay, we'll ban the trolls. Oh, that doesn't solve it. They could still do the highlighted messages even when they're banned. So they can't chat, but they can send highlighted messages that everyone can see. So what's the point then, right? So immediately we saw this is a big problem because trolls started doing horrible things. And again, it's one thing if it's like it's a stupid insult or whatever, but we were having people doing heinous things like doxing and stuff. You can't have that, okay? So I had to turn off the highlighted messages for like 2 months because of this, okay? So about a week and a half ago, people in Kick chat kept bugging me saying, hey, are you aware they fixed this loophole, this problem? I was like, no, I'm not aware that they fixed it, okay? So people just kept asking me for 2-3 days straight, will you turn them on? Will you turn them on? Will you turn them on? And finally I was like, all right, fine. I'll turn on the messages. Since you guys keep bugging me for it, you know, I'll just do it. So I turned them on, and then sadly, it almost felt like a cause and effect. I turned on the text messages for moral support. That's what I call it, moral support. And when I did that, I'm not kidding, for 2 to 3 straight days, I got almost no support whatsoever via subs or kicks on Kick. And it was almost like a direct 1-to-1 ratio. I turn on a new feature to give something more to my viewers, and my viewers started like not supporting anymore. What happened? You know? So I'll be honest. Yes, I got upset, which I shouldn't have. And I apologize for that now. I shouldn't have been getting angry about that. Instead, I should have sat down and had a conversation with everyone about it. But what happens is there's a troll element. And everyone knows that my Kick chat, I just talked about this yesterday on stream, actually. There's a difference between my Kick chat and my YouTube chat. Allow me to explain. The YouTube streaming I've been doing now since 2021. Okay? Daily. And the people who watch me on YouTube are my longtime viewers, my longtime supporters, people who've been with me for 17 plus years, who like my stuff, or they're people who maybe are more recent newcomers, but they like the positive element of my streams. They actually like the content. They like me and my personality. They want to hang out. So the YouTube chat is a place to do that. It's more moderated. It's more, I don't want to say safe, but it feels more like a place where you can kind of chill and have a good time. The Kick chat is freaking rowdy. All right? The Kick chat is literally at all times full of action. The chat moves way faster than the YouTube chat. People can use motion emotes and things in the Kick chat to keep it moving. We have the morals into the chat constantly. So the chat rate's higher and people are way more energetic and boisterous. But hand in hand with that comes the trolling element. As you know, a year ago, I was introduced to Kick by Kino Casino. And as a result of working with them, they tried to convince me to do stuff on Kick, so I started, and I've been streaming on Kick and YouTube for a year now, right? So what's happened is since I cut off Kino Casino and I don't work with them anymore, the people who like them essentially have kept watching me exclusively on Kick. And they are definitely a trolling element. And I understand that. I explained this yesterday, but I kind of want to break it down in a way that makes sense on the show today, okay? I'm okay with having two audiences. Okay? I am. And I feel now in the modern day, it makes sense to have two audiences. One audience that really likes me and positively supports all my content, and one audience that's there to kind of razz me every day, to make fun of me or whatever. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is those who take it to the extreme. Those who are attacking my family members, those who are trying to literally lie about me every day and say things that literally don't happen and act like they're factually true things, okay? But if you just want to sit there and you want to kind of make fun of me and you want to razz me and you want to do this stuff, I'm okay with that. Really, I am. And the Kick chat, 100% is the place to do it. That way we kind of have that controlled element. If you want to be more positive, you want to be more of a bigger fan of my content and support it in a positive way, YouTube side. If you want to kind of be the razzing crowd that's active and rowdy and tossing emotes and making fun of me, Kick side. I'm okay with that. And that's a very different attitude. You have to understand, for many, many years back in the day, I was always, how dare you be critical of me? How dare you make fun of me and laugh at me? This is how you don't play. How could you look at my content and try to make fun of it? My content's the best on the internet, and that's absolutely ridiculous that you would do that, right? Today, I'm way more open to it. I just don't really care, to be honest, okay? Everyone does it anyway. If we have an environment here where we can have that in my content and I can control it, and let's be honest, I can make a buck on it, then it's all good, right? Who gives a shit? So what happened was last week, really, and this is my fault, I got into a bad mood about everything that was going on Kick. It literally looked like it was a direct response to me giving a new feature, giving back these highlighted moral support text messages. I turned them on, and then for like 3 days, no support at all. Okay? Seriously. And it really upset me. It did. So basically, I was lashing out, and I was arguing with people in the Kick chat about it. And we went back and forth for several different days about it, right? And then finally, I want to say it was like Sunday night. It was Sunday night. I came to a realization, okay? I was thinking about it, and I was like, in reality, me arguing with a certain audience isn't going to ever improve anything. It's not. It's just going to make things worse. It's going to give people this content that they want, where they can selectively pick parts of a stream and try to showcase it as that was the whole stream and say, see, all Phil did was argue with his audience, because that's exactly what happened. People cherry-picked, and they're like, so Phil said he got no contributions, and therefore he argued with his audience and says he's not going to give them anything ever again. Literally not what happened. I've been doing great. I've been hitting all of my goals. Support has been outstanding. In general, things are really positive and good right now. So how could you say that I'm making no money? I'm angry that no one's supporting me, and I'm not going to give you anything. It doesn't make any sense. But that's how it's portrayed on the internet, because that's what people do. They cherry pick the moments, and they try to fucking portray it like that's what happened when that's not what happened. Okay? So after thinking about this, I was like, I've got a change of heart. All right? And what I want to do is I want to try to completely flip this on its head. Instead of being a grumpy old man, where I'm not going to get anywhere being a grumpy old man, I'm going to completely change my attitude. So I went ahead and I added back the moral support messages with text, but I said, you got to use 500 channel points to do it. This way, this will avoid nonstop spamming. Because if I had it as 100 points, literally the entire chat would have been the messages, right? So I said, let's do it for 500 points or more redeemed. Let's bring back these messages. Now people can actually do, emotes, messages, or whatever. Okay? So I did that as of Sunday night. Okay? That was during the Tormented Souls 2 stream. In addition, there were some people who I had been upset with over the week, and I unbanned them. And again, that was my fault, getting upset over nonsense, like literally over nothing. There was no reason for me to be upset because things have been going good. Does it suck when you get a decline in support? It does. But there was no reason for me to lose my cool like I did. Okay? So I ended up unbanning a bunch of people as well. All right? Sunday night, people came to the stream and were like, wait, what? The moral support's back? People are unbanned. This is great. And people started supporting again, and we're very positive and happy. And for the last day and a half, everything's been fine. Everything's been good. Okay? So I just want to make this clear. Nothing's wrong is happening right now. We're good. I understand that the kick side is always going to be the more rowdy, controlling element. I get that. It always will be. That's how it's set up to be. I would rather have people who are like that, who want to kind of, make fun of me, to be on that side and have the YouTube be a different viewing audience. I'm okay with that. I like that, actually. And I've gotten a lot better, I think, at juggling both chats over the last year. It's just that every once in a while, things change or something happens and I get upset. And it's my fault, And so I recognize my mistake. I corrected the mistake. I apologized to people who felt like maybe I was being abrasive over the last week. And we move forward positively and we're all good. Right? Cool. So last night, I'm streaming American Truck Simulator. And everything's going good. We're having a good time and everything. And people are like, are you aware that Asmongold is talking about you right now? No, and I don't care. Everyone talks about me at all times. Every day someone's talking about me, someone's making content about me, something's doing toxic shit about me. They're watching detractor content, they're watching out of context shit. What they never do is watch my live content. So what I mean, like, if people always are going to talk about me, they literally never watch me. They only watch the out of context detractor highlights, which will focus on negative stuff. So, of course, what's the latest negative topic? Oh, well, Phil was really mean to his audience. He said that they gave him no support and he was going to give them nothing from now on, which isn't what happened. What happened was I was talking specifically to the Kick viewers. There had been a big, sharp decline in support. It seemed to be directly in tandem with the moral support message issue. I did react poorly. I had already corrected that attitude. I had given back the messages for 3 streams and everything was good. But Asmongold doesn't know that. He watches the detractor content and thinks that this is what's going on right now. Of course, he fully believes it at face value and thinks that it's all true, and then says stuff about me. So that then in tandem has people talking about me in a negative light. That sends people to my channel in a negative light to troll me. It's the usual stuff. This is nothing different, nothing special. This has happened a zillion times. It will happen a zillion times again. Been there, done that. I'm used to it. It's not a big deal. But this morning, it seems like everyone is just talking about it. Like, why? By the time that these people who do this kind of internet commentary get to the topic's already outdated. That issue literally is already not a big deal. We're already past it and we're already on new days of content and everything's good. So why are we still talking about it? Oh, well, because Asmongold brought it up. I don't give a fuck what Asmongold brings up. Why do I give a shit? Doesn't affect me in any way. Just another wave of people who come to my content and say, oh, you suck, you suck. Okay, great. See you later. And now today is a normal day for me because I don't care. I don't give a shit. So, yeah, no big deal. No worries. We're good. We already have, like I said, we already kind of recovered from it. We're already fine. And I'm sorry. I wholeheartedly admit I was in a bad mood for a few days. I shouldn't have been. All right. I don't even know what really rubbed me the wrong way. It was probably not stuff related to the streams at all. There's other things that happen in real life behind the scenes, some stressful stuff that's been affecting me. And, it can sadly come through in the content, which it shouldn't. And then I got at odds with certain people in chat for no reason. It's just dumb shit, but we learn. We live and we learn and we grow. And, I immediately, when I had that moment of retrospection on Sunday and I looked at it, I was like, why am I acting like this? Why am I upset? Things are going good. I'm hitting my goals. The content's getting attention. We're all doing good. Why am I upset? I literally couldn't think of a reason. Like, I actually don't know why I'm upset and I'm at odds with the Kick chat. It doesn't seem to make sense. And then I realized, oh yeah, that's kind of how they're supposed to act. That's the point, is that the Kick people are like that. The YouTube people are a different crowd. It's okay. So again, I'm sorry. I really am. I'm sorry that I acted like that. All right. As for Asmongold, I don't give a fuck what he says. I don't even know what he said. I don't care. He literally reacts to detractor content, which is always skewed. If he actually wanted a real perspective on someone, he would actually watch their real content. Like instead of watching detractor clips on X, he would say, "Oh, is he streaming right now? Let's see what he's doing." And then tune into the stream and then judge for yourself rather than just the out of context shit. But he doesn't care. He has a giant crowd of who watch him, and he literally just watches the clips. He always has. He's a clip watcher, right? Like that's what he does. So he's gonna watch it out of context. He's gonna believe it. He's gonna make comments. I don't give a shit. I don't. It doesn't affect me. Every day you got people who talk shit about me. It doesn't affect me. I've been here for 17 years. I'm on year 18. I'm going to be here as long as I want. It doesn't matter how many people have something toxic or negative to say about me today. It doesn't affect me. It does. I'll still be here the next day and the next day and the next day, pumping out content, having fun with a good audience and making a living doing it. And I'm happy for it and I'm grateful for it. And I'm sorry when I do have times when I get upset about shit and I act in a stupid way. That's what happens. Okay? It is. That's what happens. And I'm sorry for that. I am. Okay? But the truth is, because here you go. Here come the idiots. Well, the only reason that you had a change of heart is because Asmongold talked about you. Asmongold watched the stuff yesterday. I already added the moral support messages and unbanned everyone on Sunday. So unless there was a fucking time machine where I saw his reaction, I went back in time a day and I did it on Sunday, what you're saying makes no sense and you're a fucking idiot. But again, that's the detractor's perspective. We make up a narrative. We invent shit that's not real, and we believe it as our reality because we're mentally ill idiots. So believe what you want. I don't care, but I don't own a time machine. Okay? I don't. Okay. All right. So now that topic's done, let's do some shout outs. Let's say hellos, and then we can get to more interesting topics. Okay? Okay. And that's not true, too. Oh, well, he was talking about how over 15 years you begged for your audience's money. Literally never, ever asked for contributions until my trolls ruined my YouTube channel and made it so I couldn't make a living on ad revenue. All the way up through that when they got me those false copyright strikes, which ruined my channel and made it so that I couldn't make a living on ads anymore, that's when I had to start asking for crowd support. Before then, I never did. And that's a fucking fact. And you can go back and you can watch documentaries that talk about it. Go watch the fucking June the King documentary that literally shows that there was a year where all my views tanked because false copyright strikes affected my channel, kicked me out of the YouTube algorithm. I couldn't make a living just on ad revenue anymore, and I had to change my model. I literally never intended to be an internet live streamer. I wanted to do on-demand videos. I had to change my model to survive because people fucked with me. So when you complain, oh, I hate that Phil asks for money, then you shouldn't have fucked with my livelihood. I never had to until people did. Now you deal with the repercussions. You don't like the current Phil that asks for contributions. You made the monster. You're Dr. Frankenstein. Now you gotta live with the monster you created, bitches. And if you don't like it, too fucking bad, because you don't have a time machine to go back in time and change what you already did. Tough shit. All right. Anyway, let's get back on topic, shall we? Let's do some shout outs. Let's have some cool interactions. And then let's talk about some other stuff. Like I said, in the future, we got to figure out what we're going to be doing on Black Friday. Okay. So, where do we start? We have Cabal, who did a 10 euro super chat. I want to say, not euro, excuse me, a 10-pound super chat. I want to say it's like 13 and change. Let's figure that out, since that is our first contribution of the day. This is Canadian. That's not what I want. I want pounds. 1317. Interesting. Okay. But Cabal. It was Cabal. Thank you, Cabal. He says, fingers crossed for a fun and chill RPG stream. Hope the performance stays good too. If you mean the game. So it's funny, when I was